Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the None of Your Business podcast. Super excited to jump into your device, your car, wherever you're listening, and spend just a few minutes with you today. And today, we would like to talk to you about anchors, and not the kind on below deck where they drop the ankle and it gets all tangled up. That's the best part, when they screw up the anchor. We're talking about anchors in your life. What kind of anchors do you think are important? What kind of anchors do you have?
I think one of my favorite anchors that a lot of people don't do is anchoring towards like achieving a goal. Like creating an anchor, which oftentimes we refer to as a reward, right? So anytime that you set a goal for yourself, it's so vitally important that you actually pick a reward, whether really small or really big, depending on what your goal looks like, so that when you do achieve it, that you can actually anchor to the success of what that feels like and the accomplishment of what that feels like to achieve your goal.
Okay, so first of all, you create a goal. Let's say that my goal is to sell $100,000 in revenue in X period of time. And so I set the goal. Most people don't even set a reward. That's something big. It's in our book. It's in None of Your Business. We talk about this. But then you're saying then I set a reward. Yeah.
So for instance, I just actually got off the phone with a client yesterday, and he had set a goal of collecting $50,000 in 1 month. So it was a pretty big goal, and he hit that goal. And he had set a reward for himself, which he was really bad at doing in the past. This is why this is so important.
A lot of people don't like
so
rewards.
Bad. He never even set them. He didn't feel like it would make a difference. And more importantly, probably deep down, people feel like they don't deserve it.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome. But so set this reward of getting one of those Traeger meat smokers, right? I mean, those things are pretty awesome. I mean, everybody loves smoked meat, right? Okay. So that was his big reward. He hit the goal and went out and bought the reward immediately. And what was really neat is he was able to use it as soon as he got it. And what that did is it allowed him to feel that level of accomplishment and anchored that feeling of success towards achieving the goal that you actually put forth. So it's an anchor, and that means that every time he goes out and uses his Traeger smoker, it re-anchors that feeling of success, achievement, and ability to actually get to the goals that you put out for yourself.
So one of the things about anchoring then would be the repetition. You wouldn't want to buy something or have an anchor that you never use.
Right.
But you also don't have to have, some people might be like, well, I'm just starting, or I can't afford that thing. Yeah, because it could be small. It could be a dessert. It could be, some people might anchor to a glass of wine. Yeah. And it also doesn't have to be a thing. Sometimes, the traditional anchor in sales is ringing the bell. Right? Yes. So it could be something you hear. I want to encourage people
when you do a dance or
utilize
something.
all five senses. It could be something you look at. It could be something you smell. A lot of people anchor to music. Right? Now, the thing about it is that you are basically using your own neurology to train and rewire your brain to have certain behaviors that are positive in your mind. Sure. So collecting $50,000, but closing a sale, whatever it is, you can anchor to. But what you want to do is you want to do the thing, and then close time proximity, you want
as
to
immediately as possible.
The anchor.
Yes.
And then eventually, if you've done this enough, you can reverse the order. And then the anchor becomes the actual trigger that gets your brain to perform. Athletes do this all the time. That's why they listen to music before they go out and perform, before they play. They have certain rituals. They might eat a certain meal before they play.
So for instance, the bell. I just want to use that as an example because a lot of salespeople do that. They close a deal and they ring the bell. Ding! So the bell goes off and everybody else that's maybe in the building knows that somebody closed a sale. Hey, if it's you by yourself, you can still do this, right? So what you're saying is that because you've anchored the closing of a sale to the sound of the bell, that once you get in that, I guess, repetition in that state, the next time you go into a sale, you ring the bell first and then go sell and then you close.
Because it puts your mind in that state, your physiology in that state where you are actually ready to close them.
Yeah.
So here's what I think that people should do. We should think about all of the positive behaviors that you want to anchor to, and then you want to create your anchors. Another one that we just left out real quick is smell.
I was just going to say, one of my anchors used to be, is I love the smell. Most people probably don't even know what this is. It's called ylang ylang. It's a smell, it's an oil, and I love the smell of it. You love vanilla, right? Okay, vanilla would probably have been a better example. Let's just take vanilla, okay? So it's good. They use it in lots of colognes and perfumes. Whatever, okay, that's not the point. So vanilla. So I love the smell of vanilla. I used to, every time after somebody signed up for care in my office, I knew their life was gonna be changed. As soon as they walked out, I would smell that vanilla. And then over time, what you would do is you just take that smell and smell it. Then you're in that state and it feels like you've already closed them. It's already done.
And that's just normal neurology, physiology. Yeah. It's like when you smell chocolate chip cookies and it reminds you of your grandmother's chocolate chip cookies, you get hungry for chocolate chip cookie because you're triggering that behavior from the sense.
Or when you're walking in a mall and you smell Cinnabon, everybody gets hungry when that. And you know what? When I say that, you could probably smell it right now, right?
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, they have
makes
a smell.
You run away. Marriott has a smell in the lobby, right? So a distinctive smell. That would make you wonder then what types of behaviors you would want to anchor and what you want to anchor them to. And then the last thing is, how do I decide what is an appropriate anchor though? Because you used everything from an essential oil all the way to a Traeger barbecue. What makes an anchor appropriate? Because obviously I can't buy a Traeger barbecue every time I close a sale. That would be ridiculous. Right. So how do I figure out that? I think that's also where people struggle because they don't want to anchor to anything because they feel weird about it. But then the other side of it is like, there's also this voice in your head, right? That money mindset, creeps in and you're saying, well, I probably shouldn't be spending money on things for me.
I don't know that I could even answer that because I think it's very unique to each individual. I've worked with a lot of people that it wouldn't even matter if they closed $100,000 in a month. They don't get motivated or feel success through material things. So
could it be a trip? Could it be
a trip? It could be time with your family. We've had people pay off other things for their. There's all sorts of things that you can do. And like we said, it can be something small, but it just has to be something. Your neurology needs to know that when you close a deal or you into your product or service or get them to buy from you or hit your goals, things are different. It could be anything. It could be, and again, it doesn't have to be material. That's where people get hung up and think they have to spend money. You could give yourself half a day off and go on a hike.
You could just do something that you could maybe give yourself time to do nothing if you're a kind of person.
I have a person that loves reading books. Hit my goals, then I will allow myself to buy these books. So it could also be something that you've already done, that maybe like you get your nails done every 2 weeks and you just keep yourself from actually engaging until you hit a goal. And then that's the reward.
Well, I hope people will take this stuff to heart. I hope that you'll put it into practice. And I hope that you will find success anchoring to successful, positive behaviors, anchoring your neurology to those things, the neurology of success. We are strong believers in that, strong believers in your ability to manifest and create whatever you want in your life. So here's to you, reaching more people, making a greater impact, and creating the lifestyle that you deserve.